Online lawyers have been making it very obvious when Young Thug's release date will be. Considering today inside of the YSL Rico trial, the judge ended the court session early, all based around the prosecutors not doing their jobs correctly. It reads, the judge in Young Thug's trial was just arguing with the state because they were unprepared with evidence.
That's too late. The evidence is excluded. The evidence is excluded. I'm going to exclude because I told you that this was going to happen. No. We're excluding that. This is the last. I am not going to tolerate this any further. If you don't get together with your colleagues and flag issues and resolve them promptly, and if I have to take them up, remember, I can exclude them. We'll work the weekends, or we'll do a combination of both. So this time, I'm going to exclude those two sections.
There's nothing.
I'm not gonna have any more discussion about this, madam. I'm not. I don't. Well, you know what?
And I attempted to try to talk to them earlier this week.
Well, then that's why we have to.
The court punishes the state because the defense.
I'm not punishing anybody.
As even right before this, the prosecutors did something that they're not even allowed to do inside of a courtroom. It would be reported Young Thug and his defense team's reaction to the DA asking a witness, "Are you afraid of Jeffrey Williams?"
You said you now know who Jeffrey Williams is. Are you afraid of Jeffrey Williams?
No, I know who he is.
Hold on, madam. Hold on. All right.
Which obviously you are not allowed to ask a witness on the stand that question, making many wonder, how did the prosecutors even get their jobs? This would end up becoming a viral meme. It would then get the attention of a man named Drew Fingling, as it would be announced in a recent motion, YFN Lucci's lawyer says the Young Thug and YSL trial will certainly result in a mistrial, and it is a complete waste of time. Now, YFN Lucci's lawyer is none other than Drew, aka the $1 billion lawyer. It's been noted that Drew is the Saul Goodman of the rap industry. He has represented King Von, DaBaby, A-Boogie, all of the Migos, as well as Cardi B, while also mentioning that he has never lost a rapper's case. This is very impressive if you know anything about King Von's court cases, as Drew would go on to mention the YSL Rico trial because of what Young Thug's lawyer also did. It would be announced Young Thug's lawyer is fed up and he calls the judge in the case biased against either him or his client.
Want to move the case, but when the court, it gives me no pleasure in saying this. I believe that this honorable court is biased against Mr. Williams and or his counsel, and I ask you to consider recusing yourself or don't do this again to me. This is inappropriate to me. I respect you, but what am I supposed to do? Sit there while you do this? I didn't do anything wrong. I did exactly what you teach me to do and the courts teach me to do.
All right.
But instead, no, I gotta finish this. Then I get told to this court says by Prosecutor Love that I'm not being candid with the court and I'm misrepresenting because Mr. Bean never went to the hospital at Grady on September 11, 2013, and Miss Love has a document on the desk to prove it.
Why this is so significant is because Young Thug's lawyer is literally yelling at the judge, calling the judge biased and a liar, which puts his entire career on the line for Young Thug. Brian Steele would end up also making Young Thug cry inside of the courtroom when Brian mentioned that he would put his entire life on the line for his client, Young Thug.
I mean, I'm not saying anything, but if true, that's a pretty serious accusation.
If true, I'll right now. How about that, Judge Glanville?
Your Honor, I object to this.
I don't care about her objection. I'm speaking with the
Your
court.
Honor, I object.
I'm speaking with the court.
Okay.
I'm speaking
Let
with
him
the
finish,
court.
and then you can state your.
My point is,
why Young Thug's lawyer is going on a complete rampage is because the prosecutors want to use evidence against Young Thug that they are not even allowed to use. It relates to a tour bus incident with Lil Wayne. A report shares Lil Wayne might be called to testify in Young Thug's ongoing YSL Rico trial about his 2015 tour bus incident.
Themselves, and since There's no confrontation as to it.
It's not testimonial, Judge. There's not a confrontation issue when it's not testimonial. And I know that the court is aware that the rules of evidence are inclusive rules, and I wanted to be able to
I know what the
all
purpose of the federal rules of evidence, or the state rules of evidence are, which we pattern.
Right.
So please don't be condescending to me, Ms. Love.
No.
I know, I rule upon the rules of evidence every single day. I get something right, something wrong, and that's the purpose. But I understand the object of the rules of evidence is to allow for most evidence to be admitted. However, it's got to be relevant and it's got to be for a particular purpose. Now, I'm telling you, if you get Mr. Carter in here, then you'll solve a number of your problems.
As even the judge is telling the prosecutors you are not allowed to use this evidence unless Lil Wayne himself comes to the courtroom and confirms it. The judge is telling the prosecutors they need Lil Wayne because all the other evidence is insignificant to Young Thug. The prosecutors are claiming that Thug created a hit on Lil Wayne's tour bus in 2015. The prosecutors even tried bringing the bus driver onto the stand, where a report shares a tour bus operator for rapper Lil Wayne started to get emotional while recalling the moments on the bus in 2015. The operator even retired following the incident and is now suing Young Thug in the YSL Rico trial.
Tell the jurors what happened once you got on 285.
Once I got on 285, within minutes, that's when the car came along and started at the bus.
Are you able to discern where the shots are coming from? Does it come from the front of the bus, the back of the bus, or somewhere else?
They started at the back of the bus. They shot my engine, shot my radiator, and just started all down the side of the bus.
And at the time, you said did you have those passengers? Were those passengers that came out of the club, were they still on your bus as this bus is being up?
Yeah, they were back there screaming on the floor.
You said they were what?
Back there screaming on the floor.
Making the question of the hour being, will Lil Wayne testify against Young Thug and confirm that the evidence is real? And well, I have the answer for you. Earlier in the YSL Rico trial, one of the police's investigators already confirmed that Lil Wayne has the same street affiliation as Young Thug, being a part of the Red Street team.
And are you familiar with who this individual is?
I am.
And who is that?
It's Dwayne Carter.
Okay. And does he have another name that he goes by?
He does.
And what is that?
Lil Wayne.
And are you aware, through any of your non-trained experience, if Mr. Carter, Dwayne Carter, self-identifies as a member of?
I believe that he does.
Okay. Tell the jury if you need to stand with the stick and point to what those identifiers are within Defense Exhibit 31.
There's a large MOB across his chest, often used particularly by West Coast, but is used across the country. He has 5 red 5-point stars across his chest.
This obviously means that Lil Wayne will not be coming near the YSL Rico trial anytime soon in his lifetime. This is what made online lawyers predict Young Thug's release date. To understand when, we first need to see the prosecutors have a meltdown. It would be announced an ex-investigator with the Atlanta Police Department took the stand under cross-examination on Monday. During one moment, former investigator Lakia got into a brief exchange with Thug's defense attorney Max.
And D'Angelo White's response was, we had, correct?
Yes, he did say that, and it was more to that as well.
We had guns and
Yes, he stated that.
Okay. We, being plural, correct? Correct?
Are you insulting my intelligence by asking if we means plural? I think you are, though.
Okay.
I think you are.
All right, well,
sir, don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, sir, let's be respectful to our witness,
I'm
okay?
being very respectful, Judge, and I always will.
I doubt it.
Which shortly after had Young Thug and his main lawyer accidentally dropping the hardest photo of 2024, according to Twitter. Now, Young Thug's legal team is consistently arguing that the Atlanta Police Department are trying to lie about evidence on Young Thug. Young Thug's main lawyer would even call out the entire Atlanta Police Department for lying. It goes and reads, "Your Honor, as my eyes roll, I'm about to show you why I don't believe the city of Atlanta at all."
I have
No recording of whom?
Detective Lewis at the hospital, Grady Hospital, September 11, 2013, meets with Walter Murphy. And Your Honor, as my eyes roll out of my head, I'm about to show you why I do not believe the City of Atlanta Police Department at all. This is served in discovery. I will mark it Mr. Williams C and D. And then you tell me if I'm supposed to believe the allegations from the state of Georgia.
This didn't settle with the judge well at all. The judge would start calling out and yelling at Young Thug's attorney for stating that the Atlanta Police Department lies about evidence. Because in the end, this could truly affect Young Thug's lawyer's entire career, the career that supports his family as well as himself.
Well,
Not conceding that?
well, I'm going to tell you that I haven't heard anything that would indicate that's truth.
Yeah, well,
That you have a good faith basis to ask that.
You haven't heard anything of who he spoke with. That's my point.
That's the point.
But you all can't. But you two, neither one of you can proffer that.
Judge.
It's not proper, Mr. Steele.
No. Listen.
It's not. It would be a violation before me for you to put that in front of this jury.
In the September 17, 2000.
You are saying to the court that you have a belief that there is another statement out there. There's not.
How can you say that?
Because it hasn't been brought up. If it gets brought up, then we'll correct it at that point in time. But right now, I'm going to direct you not to inquire that line. You don't have a basis to do so.
Now, the evidence that they are discussing is based around a man named Adrian Bean. The Atlanta Police Department are trying to use evidence against Young Thug that Adrian told them in 2013. However, now in 2024, Adrian doesn't remember giving them the evidence. The original report reads, Adrian Bean is not bound by a plea deal. He was a part of a 2013 crime where 4 people were involved, but 1 escaped and was never caught. They need Adrian to snitch on Young Thug on the stand like he did with the police in 2013. Now, Young Thug is the one person that escaped and was never caught. Adrian Bean in 2013 originally told the Atlanta Police Department that Young Thug was the one that escaped. However, because the police took over a decade to start the Rico takedown, Adrian has now allegedly forgot about the crime.
After you answer the question, which you have to do.
Because I don't remember nothing that happened in 2013. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
I understand. What I have to do is ask you some questions and determine what you do and don't remember. So, what is your response as to whether or not you recognize the images shown in Defendant's Exhibit number 8?
I don't remember.
All right. And I'm going to show you Defendant's Exhibit number 81. Do you recognize what's shown there?
No, ma'am.
All right. What about number 101 for Defendant Exhibits?
You see a car, but I don't remember it.
Okay, that's fine. Is your answer the same for Defendant's Exhibit number 82, number 89, and Defendant's Exhibit 90?
Yes, ma'am.
Lots can happen within 11 years, as the crime occurred in 2013. Some sources claim that YSL members paid Adrian off to not snitch on Young Thug, but others believe that he actually did forget about the crime, as Adrian would go on to reveal why and how he forgot.
I really don't have any knowledge about 2013, ma'am. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. I don't really have any knowledge about 2013. Once I went to prison and came home from prison and done my time, everything that happened in 2013 or whatever has been put behind me and set forth. So I've been, working and just doing my thing since I came home from prison. I don't have no knowledge of nothing that happened 10 years ago.
If Adrian does not give up Young Thug and does not give the prosecutors the evidence they need, online lawyers have predicted with little evidence the prosecutors have shown, Young Thug will be released before 2024 ends.